Mike the Troop Jackson, back with another edition of Fighters Talk. We're here at O Athletic. My guy, Mana Martinez, man. You and I go back quite a bit, man.
Yeah.
We just got a nice little workout in, nice little training session in. First time over here with you guys.
Yep.
You have a solid crew, some Metro
killers.
guys, but you knew that.
Yeah, some killers.
You got some killers, man. You have a big fight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one. I think your grandfather.
Yep.
I remember talking to him, and I think he foresaw this.
Yep.
You know, I remember. Let's go back to when we first met. It's
Yeah.
2013.
Man, 2013.
Tell me what do you remember about that amateur debut in Galveston in 2013?
Dude, it was a short night, but pretty much remember everything. You know, remember being in the back with my dad, Berto, all the guys just kind of amping me up, ready. Did my walkout. I'll never forget. I think you can even hear it in the video. I hear Alex Black. Shout out Alex Black. He tells me, hands up, chin down. It's the last thing I remember hearing before that cage door closed. And then I did, sure enough, I did that. Hands up, chin down. Went out there, and 12 seconds later, I got the knockout.
12 seconds.
We got to run that clip, man.
12 seconds.
Yes.
So here, I don't know if we even had this conversation. So I remember at this time I was doing the video blogs, and I was somewhere in the technical zone, and it was your grandmother. For me, it was like some old dude.
Yeah.
It was some old dude in the crowd, and he had said, "That's my grandson." He said, "So he was hyping you up," and so I was a good 20 feet from him. So I was like, "What?" So I walk over to him, and I asked him what he says, and he says, "My grandson's the one up next," and he said, "I came all the way from Hawaii to come out here to Hawaii." And I was like, wait. You traveled all the way out? He's like, "Yeah, I traveled all the way out here." And then 12 seconds later, I look over to him, and I'm just like, "You traveled all this way for 12 seconds?"
Yeah, man.
What was that like because you're 17 years old?
Mm-hmm.
What is that like for a 17-year-old to go out in front of a crowd and in that atmosphere, you're getting to a fist fight? Like for me, I didn't. My first fight was at like 20, I think 25 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more of an adult, at that time. But what was it like for you, 17 years old, getting into a fist fight?
So I was freshly 17. I had just turned, I think, the weekend before 17.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because you had also asked me in the post-fight interview, you're like, so what is it about, kids having their 17th birthday and fighting, And I was like, well, it goes all the way back since I was 4 years old, Started karate then. And I've always been active since then, whether it's with jits tournaments, kickboxing matches in Hawaii. Just combat sports has been revolved around my whole life. So going in there at 17 was just another day at the office, man. Get it ready in there, mouthpiece in, gloves on, and just time to scrap. And sure enough, I did that.
Dude, and but see at the time, because it was you fought at 7, and there was someone else around that time who also made their debut.
It was my opponent.
But
he had made it his 17th birthday last year.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Damn, you remember that shit.
Yeah, good memory. I know. I remember everything that night, man. It's crazy. One of my coaches was in that video with my grandfather, and he's like, 12 seconds was just really emphasizing on it. Shout out Coach Sutton, and man, it was amazing because, like I said, I've been working for that moment since I was 4 years old. And for it to only last 12 seconds was just crazy. But
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like you go out for you're a kid. You're dreaming about this. Is I'm assuming the goal as a kid. You want to compete on a big stage. You want to show the world, what you're able to do. But it was just 12 seconds. Like you're thinking you're preparing for possibly 3-minute round. So it's 9 minutes as an amateur. Mm-hmm. You're preparing for 9 minutes, and it only lasts 12 seconds.
It was just crazy because I do remember weeks before watching film and seeing him grab onto one of his opponents. Is like, man, I got to get ready for this grind as well. But I don't know if it was his family hyping him up and my family all there, and just the crowd had the whole energy flowing, and somebody was gonna fall, and obviously it wasn't me. So it was just an amazing night overall, and I think to this day still probably my favorite fight.
For sure, that's dope, man.
Gotta be.
Well, as an amateur, you just start through the competition. All your finishes, what was 5-1? I want to say.
Yes, sir.
5-1. All your wins, first round finishes. But okay, tell me about that for you. You know, you're going in there again. You're preparing for 9 minutes. And fight after fight is first round finishes. What does that do for you mentally? Let's say after fight 5, you 5 fights in, all first round finishes. What is that doing for you?
Well, at the end of the day, I was always working and preparing for a hard fight, a hard battle. But I was also swift on my ground, and a lot of those finishes did come on the ground. So I was comfortable to where in that point in any fight, I was able to pull guard and pull off a submission at any time. Obviously, once I got higher level into the competition and facing my last amateur opponent, instead of going that 3-3 minute, we went 3-5 minute, or 5-3 minutes for the belt against. Yeah. So that was a war, and it was obviously a test for myself. Definitely pushed me to the next level. And once I had that fight, I knew I was ready to go professional. Sure did.
So now, all right. So you, and in particular, there are 2 fights to stay out to me. It's really your first 2. You took on. Your first fight was Clarence Brown, who I like to call Bum One, and that's a crazy whole story.
Yeah.
And you took on Dulani Perry in your second fight, and both fighters, these weren't just you weren't just preparing for a fight. You also had to deal with the personalities of both these guys. You had Clarence, and he does whatever he does, and then you had Dulani. For each of these, for your debut. What were you thinking? This is my first fight as a professional, and I got to deal with the antics of this guy.
He was nowhere near being in my head.
Okay.
I was still hungry for my last amateur fight.
Okay.
Because I had just came out that war, and that's my first fight I had ever lost. So I was just ready, antsy, and obviously he wasn't gonna make 135. So I fought him at 45, stepping up in weight. And like I said, he didn't get in my head one bit. And I just had that fire lit underneath me. I was like, I'm not going to lose again, especially to this guy.
Right,
you know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, I fought. I had to smack him up.
Exactly. Just play around with him, toy with him. And then, I just touched him with a light body shot. And
he's so soft.
Yeah, I know.
Pillowy.
Whatever.
The second one, it was going to be a little bit step up in competition. And again, so now we're stepping up as far as the fight capabilities, athleticism, and then we're also going to get more in the trash talking aspects of it.
Yeah.
Did he get in your head at all?
Somewhat. It was actually more so myself. It wasn't him at all. It was literally the night I turned 21, excuse me. I'm 24 now. But the night before I turned 21, and there was a lot of hype going into the fight. I think that maybe got to my head a little bit because it's on TV, Mana. You got this and that. So a lot built up behind it, and obviously the decision didn't go my way, but I was still a young guy, Now I'm definitely a different fighter.
Yeah. So what did that look? Because again, it's a loss of profession, but it was a decision. What did you take? Because it was a close fight. What did you take from that to sort of help you move forward as a fighter?
So the biggest lesson I learned from that was actually backstage. I was obviously upset, sitting on the couch. You are obviously when you lose, and had somebody come up to me and tell me, "Hey man, you did good out there. Keep your head up. Anytime you want to come to my gym, you're more than welcome." Sure enough, that person just happened to be Coach Saul, and since then, obviously, you guys can see my game has improved, stepped up a tremendous amount of levels, and man, he gets the best out of me. All my training partners get the best out of me, and it's just definitely helped me improve overall.
Yeah, so tell me about that. What was it like going from you're at Bushiban, which is it has the traditional, more martial arts aspect of it, and then you transition to like an actual fighter's gym. We know the accolades that Coach Saul has. What was that transition like for you?
It was definitely a lot different, you know, stepping up from Bushiban. Of course, that'll always be my home, my day one. That's where I started at since I was younger. So that's my family. I love them. But I think to excel to that next level, and I'm sure Master Zolfi would agree, I needed somebody like Coach Saul, a veteran who had been in the game and is still in the game, you know, working and helping us fighters evolve. So it was much different, but I'm a quick learner, so I adapted very well. And, you know, same thing as Bushiban. I show my respect. I come in here, work hard, and you see it. We come in here and push each other.
For sure. Now, as a professional, you go on a tear. Just you're killing cats, right? Starting all knockouts. And then you get the call to fight Ricky Tursis, which I felt was obviously the biggest fight of your career on paper, the biggest name. I'm like, I don't know. Even me, like I saw it and I was just like, man, this is a tough fight. And what you did in that fight, that was the because I saw you from your first fight. I knew the talents that you had, but in that fight, I was blown away. What was it like stepping? Like, because again, you know what he possessed as well, where he comes from, his background. What was that like for you going into that fight?
Like any other fight, just all the confidence in myself. Okay. You know, I try not to worry about my opponents too much. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, what do you think about this guy, this guy?" You know, they can be good, they can be experienced, have their Contender Series shot, but I'm my own person, you know what I mean? And I'm going to worry about myself. So knowing how hard Coach Saul and I had been training and how much I had improved since my very first fight ever, I had all the confidence in the world that was going to happen. I knew if I was just able to touch him one time that he'd fall and drop, and he sure did. So, again, everybody had me doubted in that fight, and I don't blame you one bit. But just like any other fight, anybody else has doubted me, I'm going to prove them wrong at the end of the day.
So that was a big fight for you, huge win. You get another win. Then are you already feeling like I'm close to getting a call, whether it be a short notice fight or in the UFC or whether it be the Contender Series? Did you feel that it was close?
I definitely felt it coming. You know, my manager had kept in contact with me, texting and calling me and letting me know. But I did have a couple of setbacks, you know, a little bit of a suspension, not proud about. Injuries, believe it or not. Thankful none of my body parts, my teeth. So I had a couple of root canals, cavities I had to take care of. I know. I should have listened.
Oh, that candy, dog.
I should have listened to my mom. I know. Brush your teeth, Mom, at night, and it eventually caught up to me. So those are just kind of setbacks, but next Tuesday I get my shot, and I feel like it's all come full circle because it's really just been a blessing in disguise, man.
Now tell me about it. Again, this is a big opportunity for you. Are you, like, I know you more prepared for yourself and not necessarily your opponent, but do you know anything about your opponent? Are you focused on anything that they have that they're going to bring to the table, or is it still just about you?
Of course it is about me, but yeah, I have seen a few videos on him, boxing background, but this is MMA.
Right.
Got to be a mixed martial artist. Got to have the full package, the full skill set. I feel like I'm the overall better fighter than him, and that'll show Tuesday night. You know, don't know how I'm gonna finish him. I've said a head kick before, but something's gonna land, whether it's a submission or my left hand. But I will finish him for sure.
So, tying all this together, you're the last up. You're the last. We had two other teammates. You had Adrian Yanez. He goes out there. He gets the contract. We had Jacob Silva, who went out and put on a spectacular fight. I had him 1-3. I had him winning 1-3. I think it was some other things going on out there. Yeah. Who knows? I think he's going to get another shot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
25. And you're the one to round it out. What was that like when you got you and your two guys that put in a lot of work in the gym? What was that feeling like when you knew all three of you all were getting the opportunity?
So when Jacob had his last title defense before obviously all this stuff happened. 2020 being a weird year. He let us know he was getting the shot. So he was the original first one to get his shot.
Okay.
I think Mick or somebody had contacted him. And then in March, when Adrian and our fight got canceled, we were contacted. So once us three had officially found out and signed those contracts, we were ecstatic, man. It was just more motivation, more fuel to the fire, more reason to push each other and just help each other get better. So it was just, I don't want to say a dream come true, because since amateur days, I could see it and picture us all getting our shot and all our opportunity, which Adrian is. And of course, I know Jacob will get that call for sure. And the next Tuesday, I'm going to go out there and do my thing. So it was just, man, a dream come true, I guess you could say.
What was that like when, you had the Fury title, correct?
Yes.
What's that like to be the champ? Be the Fury champ, man. What's that like, being out here?
It's cool. I'm a real humble guy.
He is.
I really don't like to talk too much. You will get that side out of me occasionally, but at the end of the day, I'm always humble, always respectful. And I mean, it's just a belt. It's not the one I want, which I'm definitely working for, and I will get one day. But it's a nice belt having.
Right. So you had the fights the Fury fights that were scheduled. The Rona hits, the pandemic. What did that do for you mentally with everything? Was it just more uncertainty, or were you just like, I'm gonna stay training and whatever opportunity comes? A
little bit of uncertainty. I was concerned a bit, but didn't let that set me back. Just continue to focus on my craft, get better, train tremendously more. It's been crazy. Unfortunately, my parents and we had to shut down our karate school a little bit, but for the time being, just while all this passes by. So rather than me having to teach every day or, help out there, it's been all me. All I've been focused on, that's it. So come next Tuesday, it's going to be a scary Mana to see. And I'm not lying one bit, man.
All right, last one. You get this contract. What's the freshest pair of sneakers we coming home with? Now, the reason is for all the people know, man, I don't even know how. I got into the sneaker culture through Tits.
Okay.
I was with them, and I was
brand.
I was working with the clothing brand back in the day. Shout out to Tits, to the Two in the Shirt brand. And I'm doing the sneaker summit thing, and I don't know, I'm not really a sneakerhead. I'm watching all these people, and you just randomly pop up, and I was like, oh shit, it's Mana. How did you get into the sneaker culture?
So since middle school, I had always, browsed through catalogs online, seeing them. And then I actually eventually started collecting there. Back then, you were allowed to camp out for shoes. So sit outside the stores.
So you were the camper.
Oh, was I? Oh, man.
What's the longest camp out, and what was the sneaker?
Man, the longest camp out, I think it had to be for the Beluga Yeezy 350s. So the ones with the orange stripes.
Yeah.
One of my boys Jimmy was out there with me, and we were the last two in line. So we got the last two pairs. It was like a size 4 and 5. It was a small size, but really those are the money sizes because they're not so common. Obviously, people were going for their feet sizes.
Right.
So we were cool with the pair, and I think we ended up flipping them and getting our own size. But
that's what's up.
But dude, we did like a day and a half, 2 days close. Air mattresses out, everything. It was insane. But we had a little system. We'd work it out. He'd take his turn, I'd take my turn. But it was cool.
All right. Give me your top 3 sneakers. Top 3 sneakers, and then the sneakers that you want to get when you went with the contract.
So top 3, I got Air Mags. Gotta have those on your list, All right.
I got some Air Mag slippers.
Oh, yeah? Oh, those are dope. Yeah, so we'll go Air Mags. Then my second pair would have to be some Nike SB Yellow Lobsters. Sound crazy.
I'm gonna check them out.
Price on them is pretty stupid too. But yeah, we're gonna be rocking those one day. And then my third Grail pair is only like 3 to 5 of these in existence. They're Nike Air Yeezy 2 Kobe Cheetahs.
I know sound dope. I'm gonna have to go check them
so
out.
only like LeBron has them, Kanye obviously, those are his, and then PJ Tucker.
Okay.
The sneaker god. So those are the only 3 people I think that have them. But there's a few more pairs floating out there.
Those are your top 3?
Yep.
Now, we got to be reasonable here. You can't go get the lobster joints with the contract. What's the sneaker you're getting with the contract?
I've been eyeing some out, and obviously, like I'm wearing right now, I need me a pair of Travis Scott's Nike SBs.
That's H-Town for you, baby.
H-Town, exactly.
Baby.
Yeah, so I think those are within the 1K range, so
I got you.
I'll splurge a little bit on those. Or
there you have it from my guy, Leomana Martinez. You can check him out on Dana White Contender Series next Tuesday. Was it September 8th?
Yes, sir.
September 8th on ESPN Plus. He's gonna get that contract, my man.
Yep.
My guy.
Shout out Mike the Truth, man. Hey, like he said since day one, 17. This guy is always on covering. Thank you a lot, bro. Appreciate you.
No doubt. Is this the 17-year-old right here? It's your birthday?
Yes, sir.
It's your birthday.